Danni Valdez for Music and Mayhem with Jon Russell. Right here I have Andrea from Lacuna Coil.
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Very nice to meet you. Right off the bat, love your band. Just
thank you.
Incredible sound. The vocals, off the top of my head, I like Kill the Light, Fire, Spellbound. Just amazing songs. And I also love the drum tone on Against You.
Yep.
Who produced that? Because that snare just has this particular pop or something to it that is just really unique.
We work first. We work with Don Gilmore, the producer, the American producer in Milan, in our hometown, and we recorded all the parts with him. And then we mixed the album with an Italian engineer in Milan still. Okay. So it was a combination of the original sound that Don got from the recordings, and then on the mix, I think we added some little tricks to make it sound even more martial in a way, you know, a bit more like a military march kind of sound. So we work a lot on every single sound and try to find the perfect, especially in the studio, we've been trying like 12 different snares and a lot of kick drums before we can choose the right one for every song. Every song we try to change the kit a little bit. You know, when you have a bit of time in the studio, it's nice to work on those things.
It's worth spending, yeah.
They make the difference on the sound of the album.
Yeah. That one in particular is one where I just wish I had the drum track by itself. I could just listen to it, you know.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of the real drums and some other tricks in the studio. You know.
Now, have you guys always had the lead vocal trade-off from like 90? You guys were 98, right?
With 96 we did the first demo under a different name, and then we signed in 97 our first deal and changed the name into Lacuna Coil. So basically we were born as a band in 97.
And where does the name come from? I just love the sound of that.
We created it by putting together an Italian word, which is lacuna. I mean, that means when there is a lack of something or an empty gap.
Okay.
And coil, which is like spiral. So we wanted a meaning that was as close as possible to the original name we had when we did the demo, that was ethereal. So the meaning is basically ethereal, you know, something that is not concrete, that you can't really touch, and it's the atmosphere. And but we couldn't use the ethereal name because of some legal problem, because some other bands already had the same name.
Okay.
So we tried to have our personal name by inventing one, putting together two different languages, you know, and it sounded cool, it sounded interesting and different. So we said, why not? We should try.
Very cerebral.
So this way nobody could have the same as well, you know. So we had no problem of copyrights anymore.
That's awesome. And based on the fact that you guys have been around for so long and you've seen just a major change in the industry, I mean, just a whole new playing field now, you know, do it yourself now and downloads and all that stuff. I mean, now it's like people don't know the difference between the CD artwork. You know, they're all, you can just download it. But I mean, for, you know, back in the day, I'm going from albums and 8-tracks and all that. And, you know, even when cassettes or even CDs, I'd still like the album because it's just the artwork's huge, and you know, my generation, we grew up with vinyls and CDs, so we've seen the revolution from the vinyls when I was a kid to the CDs when I started growing, and now there's a whole new world. But nowadays it's even more superficial in a way, because people not even download anymore, but they just stream the music. You know, like the kids, they listen to the music and it's still that way.
It's not even downloading anymore, it's just streaming now. So many kids, they only know music towards YouTube, which is cool, but it's not the way we were getting fed with music, you know, the way we growing up and take an album and give it a try. Then if you don't like it, still give it a couple more tries because you bought it. You know, you invest your money. That's why you want to be sure that you don't like it or that
That's true.
So it takes time. Sometimes a record grows in you after 3-4 times you listen to it.
Yeah.
So it was a completely different sensation. Now it's just, okay, I don't like it, skip it to the next one. You know, even if for new bands it's so difficult, because if they don't get your attention at the first hit, then very difficult they have another chance to do it, because there will be another million bands with their new songs that you can listen to. So it's not so easy to create a legacy with the fans nowadays. You know, we're lucky that we had time to build our name in a different era where there was still this possibility to establish a relationship, to grow up. I mean, when we did the first record, we weren't as mature as we were on the third one or on the fourth one, you know. So we had time to develop our style and to move from being the little band that wanna sound like their heroes to a more personal entity with your own style, when you find your own personal way of combining everything that you like into your music, you know.
Yeah.
But it takes time. It takes at least 3-4 records before you reach your personality as a musician, I think.
Yeah. Plus, you've had that many more life experiences that you
Exactly.
write about
You
and try
learn.
to
You
convey.
steal something from every band you tour. You get advices. You understand better how the business is working. And nowadays, that's not possible anymore.
Right.
Very rarely it's possible.
And speaking of the bands you tour with, are there any ones in particular that are your favorite, or you bonded with, or kept up over the years as friends? Probably a lot of them, huh?
Yeah, most of the bands we're still friends.
Retour with, probably.
I would say that the biggest, in terms of friendship, the biggest one was the tour with Typo Negative, because we really established a deeper relationship that was beyond the business, beyond the fact that we were doing a good tour together, but we really became friends with the guys and met them many other times, even outside of the music, you know.
Yeah.
So that tour will always be our favorite tour ever, I think. Even if we did some bigger tours later, you know, tour with Rob Zombie or Megadeth or Motorhead, you know, big tours, but they're all been cool, and we still have a good relationship with all those guys. But the Typo tour will always have a special place in our heart, I think.
That's awesome. Now, it's pretty typical for bands to write on the road, but are you that type of band, or you just write everything in the studio?
No, we're really not able. We have tried over and over, and it never worked. Even now, some days we sit down here and try to write something.
So you're under the gun when you're in the studio then, huh?
Yeah, we love to write when we're home. Especially home, it's the right environment for inspiration.
Oh, interesting.
Because you sit down, you reflect on all of your experience, and everything comes out more naturally after a reflection. So
you're more
really,
clear-minded
yeah,
when you do
you
that.
have a better perspective on what has happened in your life. You know, when you're on tour, you're so into the routine every day. You have to do the same things, and you're not comfortable, and you're never well rested. So when you're home, it's definitely a better environment for our music, at least. I know many bands that just keep writing all the time, and I wish we were capable of doing it, but we can't.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, it really shows in your music that whatever formula you guys are doing, it's just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been
enough.
faster for us to speed up the process to write even on the road, but I can collect some titles, some lyrics, ideas, but not really music. It's really difficult here.
Yeah. So, what's the best internet way that you want fans to reach? Is it through Facebook? Do you have interaction on your website, or
Yeah,
how would you like people to?
I think the website is more of a formal thing nowadays. You know, it's more of a reference for somebody that doesn't really know your band, so when they want to type in the name of the band to check it out, and they go on the website. But I think Facebook is much more realistic. It's much more everyday contact. You know, people just go. It's so quick, and everybody's on Facebook, so it's so quick to just go on Facebook and check everything out on Facebook. For me, the two social media that I use the most is Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
I like Instagram because I like to express concept with an image. I'm a that kind of person which likes a lot of visual things.
Okay.
So like I always rather see a movie than read a book, even if I like to read books as well. And some stuff you can't really make a movie out of. But in general, I'm more of a visual person. I like visuality. I like to see things.
Yeah.
And so Instagram is really cool to tell a story for me. I like better to tell a story with 3 pictures than with 3 pages of phrases. You know?
It's good to know.
But I like also writing as well.
Yeah, and you are on iTunes as well.
iTunes, of course. Yeah.
But if you do go to iTunes, get the whole album. I mean, these guys really put a lot of work into it, and I just can't say enough how awesome they are.
Yeah, we try to put a lot of effort in every song, not just in the single or something like that.
All right, cool. Well, I thank you for spending
you
the time
very
with
much.
us and letting me on your humble abode here.
That's it for today.
Going away from home. All right, this is Danny for Music and Mayhem with Jon Russell.